Coach, first question, second row.
Hi, Maggie Hendricks from Yahoo Sports. Alyssa Thomas was shaking out her hand a lot at the end of the game. Do you have any update or anything on what's going on with that?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Next question, Coach, front row left.
Hey, Nick, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. Kai had that hot first half and kind of cooled in the second. From your perspective, what kind of changed there? I don't know if they adjusted their defense a little bit or not.
Yeah, no, they did. They went zone. We got up, I don't know if it was 9, something like that, and they went zone. Kind of made us stand a little bit. I thought we had some good looks. Give them credit for mixing up their defense. Thought it was a good adjustment. We didn't handle it well. And that was part of the reason she didn't get as many shots in the second half as them going to that zone.
Coach, second row left.
Hey, Coach, Doug Feinberg, DAP. The last possession, was that, seemed like you were holding the ball for a bit down, maybe to get the last shot, and it probably wasn't the look you were looking for, or was it?
No, we ran a play to get Kahleah a look. They did a good job of switching out, and then we had one more option off of that. They switched. I probably should have ran out and called another timeout with about 6 seconds to go. Made it a little tougher that it was at the other end, but they made a good defensive stand there.
Coach, to your right in the first row.
Okay. Hey.
Your team has been playing really well in fourth quarters over these playoffs. I'm wondering, what do you attribute sort of like the lack of discipline in this one to?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to watch the film. We've been in a ton of close games. We have played well in the fourth. I thought we did some good things in this fourth quarter also. They made a couple plays down the stretch. We didn't. That's why this is going to be a great series, right? It's going to come down to the last possessions of the game. And, they've been through it together, right? And, we've handled these situations very well. I thought, we had some good looks, and they just didn't go down.
Coach, second row all the way to your left.
How you doing? Willie Ramirez for the Associated Press. Their bench play, specifically Dana and Jewel, made it obviously pretty difficult. Is it something you anticipate? Obviously, you knew they were dangerous, but how much impact did you see that having and sort of having to readjust?
Yeah, I mean, Jewel's been a premier player in our league. These moments aren't too big for her. Dana, give her a lot of credit. I mean, that's part of the reason they've gone on this run. She's played extremely well. Obviously, we got to do a better job of finding them earlier, right? They hit a bunch of threes, 7 between them, and so that's going to be tough to overcome. I thought we did a great job on Asia and Jackie, but those two definitely, pushed them to a victory tonight.
Coach, next question, fourth row center.
Hey, Coach. So obviously you guys have been here before, best of 7 series. Just what is the mindset and, message to the team right now?
Yeah, well, we haven't been best of 7, but we've been down after the first game, right? Yeah, it's the first of 4, and you always want to try to get one early, and we put ourselves in a position, right? These are 2 of the best teams. That's why we're the last 2 standing. And, we talked about it earlier. We've made some of these plays down the stretch. We didn't make them tonight, but we'll be ready on Sunday.
Coach, in the last row to your right.
Hi, Coach. Just in general in that first half and really through the early portion of that third quarter, the mismatch hunting really stood out in that one. Just in general, how do you kind of balance that mismatch hunting with some of the switches that the Aces were tossing out and maintaining your half-court flow?
Yeah, it's one of those things. As the year has gone on, we've continued to get better at finding mismatches, and that's something that we will continue to do. It's been a big part of our offense without forcing it, right? We're going to find it, and if we don't, then we got to play to the second side. We had some really good possessions through the first 3 quarters, and, we're going to have to continue to play that way offensively.
All right, we have time for just a couple more questions. Next one, Coach, will come from the third row to your left.
Hi.
Hi, Nate. I'm curious how much you thought this game really showed how much this series will be about speed versus length, especially with sort of how the Aces, in particular Dana Evans, was able to exploit Tawana defensively. How do you sort of counter that?
Well, I don't think she exploited her defensively. I'll have to see who she scored on. when she did. Yeah, I mean, they've got their strengths, you know, bringing her. She's really given them some energy offensively with the second unit Dana has. And, you know, our bench has been really good too in these playoffs, right? Their bench outplayed ours tonight, but our bench has won us a lot of games in these playoffs. And so, yeah, I mean, we're going to play our style. They're going to play their style, and the best team's going to win.
Coach, our last question will come from the second row to the right.
Nate, when Whitcomb had to go to the locker room, you had to kind of change what you've been playing, the rotation group you've been playing in the fourth quarter. How much difference do you think that made? Just, and then Sabally, you know, had foul trouble and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really had time to process that, but we've had a pretty set rotation. I'm glad Sammy came back. I haven't even really heard for sure what had happened. But yeah, I mean, then ncaaw got her fifth foul, and that you know, that changed some things for us too. So, you know, different people are going to have to step up at different times. We've talked about that, and you know, we'll take a look at the tape and be better on Sunday.
Hey, Satou. This is Megan Hall with USA Today. I wanted to ask both of you about just the fourth quarter and the turnovers that were happening there. What did the Aces do to kind of cause some of those from your perspective?
Well, you see they went for man to zone, and then we rushed some shots. Didn't really execute our zone. We should have slowed down a little bit. Yeah.
Next question, second row center.
Hi, Maggie Hendricks with Yahoo Sports. You've lost the first game already in the first two series of the playoffs. So what did you learn from those games that are going to help you go forward on Sunday?
Obviously that it doesn't matter. Not that it doesn't matter, but like it's okay. This is a long series. I think, the takeaway from those other first ones was, the mindset was back to the drawing board. We had the utmost confidence in our locker room and in our coaches to make the adjustments. So now it's the same thing. It's still just a little frustrating.
Next question, fourth row center.
Marcus Thompson with The Athletic. Kai, you're a champion. You've been through this before. Do you have to tell AT anything after missing free throws like that, or you feel like the lesson is already there?
Do I have to what?
Do you tell your teammate anything? Do you have to lift her up at all? Do you have to do anything to encourage her after missing the clutch free throws like that?
Nah, she good.
Front row to your right.
Annie Constable, Front Office Sports. Kahleah, in these moments, having that finals experience, how much are you leading conversations with your team, directing the conversations? And Satou, I guess, for you, how much do you guys look to Ka, just given her experience in the finals?
I think just kind of talking through possessions and through timeouts, just giving each other confidence, and then just understanding that it's a game of runs. So I think we did a pretty good job understanding and handling the runs. I think just down the stretch, they made the plays. We didn't. And I think that this is just something to learn from, but just continuing to have those conversations with my teammates who haven't had the experience. And I think that's why our veteran leadership is so good, because they have experience also, and they can share their experiences and then also lead, and we all complement each other.
Yeah, I mean, Ka's a great leader, so just continuing the communication on and off the court. But she said everything already.
Jade. Next question, third row to your left.
Hi, Satou. I'm just curious, right after coming off this game one, what do you immediately take away from this? And I guess, what are your goals for what you want game two to look like?
We have to play better defense, just go back to what we do best, and then I think the results will show that we are the better team, but I'm really not too down on myself. Like, this game is it. We'll go back, we'll practice tomorrow, we'll walk through our mistakes and find better solutions for some things, and then we'll just come back on Sunday and win this game.
Next question, toward the back of the room on your right.
Satou, thinking about the next game, maybe it's too early, I'm not sure, but what do you think you would have to do to try to maybe stay out of foul trouble? Because I know you seemed it appeared you looked a little frustrated when you picked up that fifth one.
Keep my hands up.
Becky, that zone really seemed to kind of change the game for you on the defensive end. What were you seeing that realized you wanted to try that out, especially after not maybe having gone to
Well,
bed?
I was seeing them score too much against our man, for one. So we just wanted to mix it up. I thought them getting the ball in the paint, whether it was off the pass or penetration, was really hurting us. It was putting us very vulnerable on the backside with those threes. Just tried something different to where maybe we didn't give up the middle so easily. We were able to fan out a little bit better and find those shooters.
Coach, second row center.
Hi, Maggie Hendricks with Yahoo Sports. Obviously, the bench played a huge role in that, and you already commented on how there's been more of a bench this season. How has that kind of made your job easier?
Well, you got options. I mean, Jewel, you know what Jewel's been. She's been in this league a long time, but Dana is a little scorer. I mean, she is a problem. And you saw in the previous series, Indiana switched their whole defense whenever she came in the game. They jumped into their zone to try to keep her out of that paint. But, you know, I thought we responded well in the second half. You know, even some of the shots they hit some tough ones, and you just got to weather those storms. But there's definitely things that we know we can do better.
Coach, second row all the way to the left.
Hi, Becky. Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. To piggyback off that,
I didn't know that.
for anyone that's listening, to piggyback off that, you've done you obviously seen what Jewel and Dana can do. And it's one of those things where they become hot within that game. Is there something you can do to sort of embrace that and carry it into the next game, or is it something that you just hope that they do?
I mean, those are two really big-time players. So the carryover, I mean, we have something I took from the Spurs. It's called the Spurs 100. And Dana scored higher than I've ever seen anybody score in a very tough shooting drill. So Jewel, you know, led the league a couple of years in scoring. Like, we know what they're capable of, and I thought, you know, I had told both Jackie and Chelsea to get those two going early. Try to get them as many as look. Jewel came out in the first half, gave us a really good punch, and then Dana really took fire in the second half. But just, we have weapons. We want to use them all because we're harder to guard that way. And I always tell them, you know, it was just a really great time for our bench to come up and have a big game, because I think you saw a little bit of fatigue maybe from Jackie and Asia, who kind of carried us through that last game 5. So, you know, the rest is really important at this point for both of them. You know, and that's what makes us a difficult team, you know, is because we do have that potential for somebody else to come up and get 20. Not just A and Jack and, you know, Chelsea, but multiple options. And they were timely today. Oh, my goodness, our bench was huge.
Coach, to your left in the front row.
I think here. Hey, Becky. Kareem
Hi.
Copeland, Washington Post. Sticking with Dana, not only did she get hot offensively, but 4 steals. I think she was the first player in finals history with 5 threes and 4 steals.
And 2 rebounds.
Yeah, that too.
Well, where you guys come up with these stats? But yes.
The league. Just that part of her game also, besides the offensive, what did you like about her on the other end of the floor also?
Well, we had a little talk at halftime about just how to play the AT pick and roll was hurting us in the first half. So we looked at some clips at halftime, made the appropriate adjustments, and started doing it better. You know, Ka had 19 at half, ended with 21. AT had 10 at half, ended with 15. So really attention to detail on those 2 players that were really hurting us. Satou got off a little bit in the second half, but like at the end of the day, they're professional scorers. You're not going to be able to stop them. The score's not going to be, you know, 12-12. So you try to take away the easy ones, make the little adjustments that you can do in real time, and then, you know, you go play. But it also allowed us to protect Dana a little bit, the zone, so that they couldn't put her in all the actions. You know, and we knew they were going to. You know, we had talked about it, and Dana knew about it, you know. But yeah, it was obviously a lot better. I still feel like we can do some of our base stuff a little bit better, especially in the post.
All right, we have time for 3 more because our Vegas players are on the way. Next 2 questions will come from the front row to the right and then in the back over here.
Keeping the conversation on Dana, she just is such a nuisance on the defensive end. She's like the Energizer Bunny out there. What do you see from her on the day-to-day, the way she practices, the way she prepares, that maybe reinforces what we see on the court in a game like this?
I mean, she's a pro. She's consistent. She stays ready. She does the work, whether she's going to get, 25 minutes or 15 minutes. She just stays locked in. She's the fastest person probably on the court. So I call her gears because I like her to get to different gears. But she's an impact player, right? Like you feel her when she comes into the game. And you feel her on both ends. So for somebody to be that size and you really feel her on both ends, especially in that second half, her just digging it up, going for balls. And then obviously we know she can shoot. That baby can shoot. All my shooting drills, she busts.
Staying in the front row to your right, Coach.
Hey, Becky. Do you have any update on Chelsea's ankle? It's the same one that she hurt in Game 5, right?
Yeah, I think she's going to be okay. She did twist it a little bit worse, I thought, but I mean, she's a warrior. She's going to, if there's a way, if she's getting up off that court, she's going to come back.
And then kind of a tough game for Nalissa today. Is it more just you couldn't find time for her because of the smaller lineup working, or do you imagine?
It was a smaller lineup. I felt like we needed a score.
Sorry, that was loud. My bad.
You got your laptop in there? I don't know what I was saying. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, early on she got in some foul trouble, and then it's just really hard to. There's a lot of options, right? Like I only can play 5 at a time. And so it was just more about just what I felt was going to be working for us going forward. And kind of just the flow. But I always want Liz in there doing work and being tough on the glass for us. There's no doubt. We need her.
Last question for Coach. In the back to the left.
Bad picking with the Athletic. Just 2 quickies. 1, do you remember Dana's score or high score at the Spurs 100 drill? And 2, pregame you predicted that the bench.
I was talking about you.
Oh.
And second part would just be pregame you predicted that the bench would be the difference maker tonight. Do you have any predictions to make for game 2?
I have a crystal ball at home. No, I have no predictions. I predict our defense will be better.
Please predict that.
Yes, that's my prediction. I don't know her exact score, but I know it was over 90, which is bonkers. I don't know the exact score.
86, 89.
No, not our score.
Oh,
Your Spurs 100 score.
oh, sorry. I was.
Out of 100? No, you guys are going to have.
It was 95 out of 103.
I don't know, but it was ridiculous.
Something.
It was ridiculous. I never heard of a score like that. I was just talking about your shooting.
Oh, thanks. I have a picture of it, but.
But you'll have to do your homework on what all that entails because it's kind of a secret society thing.
They mad.
Not really. Everybody steals everything in the NBA, so. Is that it for me? All right.
Coach, thank you. Dana, Asia will start to your left in the second row.
Asia, Becky made mention that
Coach, stop.
Dana and Jewel came in and did what they did at the right time. She sort of felt as if you and Jackie maybe still were feeling a little of the effects of Game 5 and carrying the team, but you've talked about it numerous times this season in terms of what they bring off the bench, especially Dana tonight, if you can just expound.
Yeah, I mean, they are There are key factors. I've said multiple times that Dana's our battery. She makes us play at a different pace. I've told her we go as she goes, and that's a quick pace, but we're going to always try to follow her because we know she's very hard to stop in this league, very hard to keep in front of. And so when she's able to get downhill and get good looks, it plays in our favor. And also when it comes to Jewel, this has always been Jewel. These two people particularly are two of the most hardworking people that I see in practice every single day. I mean, they want every drill to be perfection. And so when it comes to these type of games, it comes by no surprise with me because I see it. I'm blessed to see it every single day. But I'm so glad that they can share their gift with the world because I know they probably go unnoticed a little bit. But they show up on time always, and we're grateful for that.
Asia, we need to move the bag for TV here for a second.
Like, all right, not the goalie.
Okay, relax then.
Then we'll come back to row one here on your left.
Hi, Dana. Just when you hit that three to put you ahead just for the first time in like almost forever, it just feel like what was going through your head, and then following it up, hit another three to put you back ahead to 85-82. So just overall, when you hit those two big threes, what's going through your head? And number two, how you feeling right now?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. Like, I'm just like in a zone in the game. I don't remember exactly. I just want to win really bad. So whatever that looks like, whatever my teammates need from me, which I'm gonna do it, whatever it is to win. And I mean, we're not satisfied with this. I mean, obviously we need to win game 1 and game 2, but I mean, it's just the first game. So we don't want to get too high and we don't want to get too low. We gotta stay steady and stay locked in and focused.
Next question, row one, the center.
This is Megan Hall with USA Today. Asia, this question is for you. What do you feel like was a critical moment in the fourth quarter that actually turned the tide for you guys? Because you guys were trading buckets out there. But I wanted to ask from your perspective, was there one play that stood out that you said, okay, this is our chance to go and pull away?
Honestly, I can't even remember the fourth. Gonna have to go back and look. But I think it just was multiple times and situations where we understood like our defense has to win the basketball game. Like we can't go basket for basket with this team. They're too good. I mean, they shot they were shooting like 50% dang near from the field. So we knew we couldn't go basket for them, but I think we just started to string defensive stops together. And even if it was just like, okay, a good bucket there, here or there, I think our zone really kind of helped us a lot. We were able to kind of play on the string, and I think that kind of gave us the momentum to then play out of it, because I think everybody knows we're going to play out of our defense, and I think the zone allowed us to do that. But we'll go back and tweak some things on the defensive end, but I was definitely pleased with our zone, considering we haven't had a lot of practice time to really be in it. So yeah, it looked pretty decent.
Next question, first row to your right.
Hey guys, Alyssa Hirsch, Chicago Sun-Times. Dana, I feel like since you came into this league, you have known that you will one day take over a finals game, and maybe not everybody else knew that, or maybe you didn't always get that opportunity, but I have seen that inner belief from you, and so I just want to know a little bit more about what this moment means to you being a difference maker.
I mean, like I said, I want to, come in and be a spark. I want to do whatever my team needs from me. Whether that's getting after it defensively, getting us organized, getting buckets, like whatever that looks like. But this is what I've worked all my life for, to be in this position. And I'm so grateful and blessed to do it besides someone like Asia, Jackie, Chelsea. I mean, I can go down the list. We have such a talented team, but just more so doing it for each other. I feel like that's what we're like. That's really brought us so much closer together. Like, we really want to do it for one another. So I probably got off topic, but yeah, this is a unique group. I really enjoy this group, so we just really want to do it for each other.
Next question, row three on the left side of the room.
Dana, for you, I guess just building off of that, just take us through what was Becky's vision for you when the Aces traded for you, and how maybe tonight sort of illustrates maybe what the idea was.
Well, when she told me that she wanted me, she basically told me that she wanted me to be aggressive. She wanted me to get in the paint, make good rim reads, whether that's me getting layups or getting people open shots. But just being aggressive, I feel like that's the main thing that she wants from me. And defensively, like picking up full court, causing havoc. So defensively, getting in the paint, just being a pest, getting downhill, and shooting the ball. She's been telling me to shoot the three more. Yeah, so just staying aggressive, pretty much.
Next two questions will come from the right side of the room in row 3.
Asia, you were saying that you guys weren't able to practice the zone much. So when Becky's saying we're going to zone and you're in the finals, what does it take to actually execute that zone to the extent that you're able to do so successfully?
We still have our principles and our zone rules when it comes to just making sure that everyone's in the right spot. And the biggest thing when it comes to a zone is you just don't want any open looks. And so we just go back to just our rules. Even though we don't practice it, we still understand our rules when it comes to a zone. And I think we played it enough throughout the season to trust one another that they're going to be there. So when she called it, it kind of threw us off a little bit because we haven't practiced it. But we've done it enough to know exactly where the spots that we need to take care of.
Staying in the same row, center.
Asia, speaking about the defense, that final defensive possession of the game, curious what you saw there that let you guys kind of blow up what they were trying to run, and also having Kahleah come in for the first time all game and execute like she did, what you saw from her.
Yeah, I mean, you just answered your question. Kahleah Stokes for the win, always. She is our defensive anchor. She played literally 14 seconds and did exactly what we needed her to do. And I feel like that's the sign of a good pro. You know, you just got to be ready when your name is called. These are the moments that it's not always going to be about the stars. Normally, stars kind of cancel each other out. It's the next man up. And in this case, Kahleah, I mean, all of us obviously tried our best and did exactly what we needed to do. But when you have someone like Kahleah come in and just know their role and know their spot, it's truly special. And like what Dana was saying, I think we're starting to just play for one another. Like it's nothing about anything else on the outside. It's literally what's in our locker room. And we're just trying to take care of each other.
We have time for about 3, maybe 4 more questions. We're going to go to on the left side, 4th row.
One or two.
All the way in the back here, Ben Pickman with The Athletic for Dana. You know, yesterday your voice was really, really hoarse. You could barely talk. Do you remember why or how you lost your voice? And overnight from yesterday to today, did you do anything? Tea with honey, cough drops, anything of the like?
I've been doing everything, okay? But I knew God wasn't going to let me not have a voice on the finals. So I knew I was going to be good. But honestly, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know if I was screaming too much during the game 5 or what. But I woke up the next day and I just didn't have a voice. So, yeah, just prayed about it and did the things necessary to take care of it.
Front row to your left.
Always something, man.
Hey, Dana, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. Ben took what I was going to ask. But on top of that, at what point today did you kind of feel it and start to feel like, okay, this is kind of one of my days? You know, I don't know whether it was a shot that fell in early or earlier in shoot around, but when did you kind of feel like today was the day that you could get cooking?
Okay. Honestly, I feel like I really get going with my defense. Like, when I get, like, steals and I push the ball and I, like, see something easy go in, get a layup, like, then I know, like, all right, like, I feel good. But I got to let my defense dictate my offense. I feel like it can't be the other way around. Always got to be ready defensively, and the offense will come.
Next question, front row left.
Congrats on the win, guys. Asia, question for you. So, of all the pairs you could have went with tonight, you went with the Rugrats P. Why that pair of all of the ones you could have went with? And do you feel like you channeled your inner Susie Carmichael tonight?
Susie Carmichael is that girl. I don't know. It's just a funky, fun pair to wear, and I love them. All my shoes, I love them, obviously. But Susie Carmichael, I don't know. There's always an inner child that comes out of us, and it's crazy because today Becky showed us a video of us from high school and college, and just it was kind of storytelling us to where we are now, like all the things that we've done in high school, the championships we've won with the people that we've won them with, and it brings us now to the women that we are, and how we still have that heart of a child, and we still have that heart of wanting to win with our sisters. So it kind of fell into that as well. But I love Susie. Susie did not play around with Angelica. She was that girl. Her parents were amazing. And I mean, it was just like that young black girl that I wanted to see. Like, it gave me a chance to dream and kind of see myself in Rugrats.
Next question, 4th row center.
Asia, Marcus Thompson from The Athletic. Keeping AT out the middle is obviously one of the things you want to do. That requires your teammates to be in some tough spots. You know, Dana's one of the people digging down.
Yeah.
What does it take? What are you seeing from your teammates, and and getting in there and being willing to mix it up?
I mean, this is what we've worked so hard to get after. This is why we have, the times that we have practiced, we put ourselves in a lot of different hard situations. So we're prepped for these moments. And it is tough. I mean, AT has great basketball IQ. She could pick the game apart. She sees things before it even happens. So, you know, you just got to try to make it a little bit junky, and doing all that without fouling. So, you know, we just try to slow the game down a little bit, but it does put us at, I mean, I felt like I was defending out of position, and then we had our guards defending out of position. But this is playoffs. This is the finals. Like, we got to buckle in and be comfortable with uncomfortable, and I think you saw that today.
Okay, this will be our final question, all the way in the back to the right.
Hey, for you, AJ, I actually wanted to bounce off of that. Asked about your switching the other day. You had to navigate a lot of screens tonight. Just how do you prep for such a drastic shift in role like that?
You honestly can't. I mean, I'm grateful that I'm able to kind of bet on myself and just go with what I go with from a defensive standpoint. But it's very, very difficult, obviously, coming off of having to guard NECA, then having to guard Kahleah, then having to guard AT. Those are three different players, and you have to guard them very differently. So it did put me in a little funky position this game. But I'll go back to the drawing board and see things that I want to change and kind of be different. But it is different. I don't go over screens. I don't go under screens. That's not, I'm a big, I don't do that. But this is a game that I might have to. So I'm going to buckle in and see how I can still, you know, like I just said, be uncomfortable in my comfortable situation. And then my guards always have my back as well. So I'm not worried when it comes to that.